The African Transformation Movement, known as the ATM, has requested that the vote on the impeachment of suspended Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane be done by secret ballot. In a letter dated 4 September, the party laid its request to National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. The National Assembly is set to vote on Monday. Parliament has confirmed it's received the request, and the Mapisa-Nqakula is applying her mind to it. The ATM has outlined various reasons as to why it wants a secret ballot and the party claims Mkhwebane's removal was predetermined, and the ANC is likely to use the party line to push through the removal recommendation. It says the ANC, DA and the Freedom Front Plus, who are in the favour of the removal, together have over 300 seats, which surpasses the required threshold of 267 votes to remove Mkhwebane. The ATM party says if their secret ballot request is not granted, the party will take legal steps to challenge the Speaker's decision. The party is also calling on Mapisa-Nqakula to defer the consideration of the report so that she can make a rational decision or allow the party to head to court. For more on this, we are now joined by the African Transformation Movement leader, Vuyo Zungula, and he joins us via our video link. Vuyo, thank you so much for joining us here on the late edition. Of course, we've seen that request and that letter that you have sent to the Speaker of the National Assembly. You know, why are you seeking that this be indeed held through a secret ballot?
Evening, Bali. Look, the Constitutional Court previously ruled that whenever there's a conflict or a tension between party interest or party directives as well as the interest of the country, members of parliament must always remember that they took an oath while becoming members of parliament to be faithful to the republic, not to their respective parties. Therefore, a secret ballot now happens to be a system or a mechanism that allows members of parliament to truly vote with their conscience and not vote in accordance to whatever party directive, which may not be in the best interest of the country. So what we're stating now as the ATM is that in light of the threats that some members have been subjected to, that those threats are enough for the Speaker to say, in light of those threats, the members of parliament will not truly vote with their conscience because some of the
Unfortunately, it seems as if we have indeed losing that connection. Of course, that is Vuyo Zungula there, just giving us a bit of his insight in terms of why the ATM party has written to the Speaker of Parliament, indeed asking her to hold that meeting on Monday, which takes place on Monday, where MPs are expected to vote. And he says that, of course, if they are not granted this request by the Speaker, they actually do plan on taking legal action. Let's try him one more time. Mr. Zungula, are you with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, you were, outlining, the reasons behind why you want this secret ballot to take place on Monday.
Yes, so we want members of parliament to truly vote with their conscience. That is something that is in line with their oath of office and the previous constitutional court ruling, particularly in light of these threats that have been made against members of parliament that should they not vote a particular direction, there's going to be actions taken against them. Therefore, you do not want something such which is so important, which is the impeachment of a head of the Chapter 9 institution, the first in our country, to happen in such a cloud or such an environment whereby people are forced or people are threatened to act in a particular direction. So that is what we are trying to address.
And Vuyo, one would say that last year during the Section 89 panel report for adoption, of course, we saw members of the ANC voting with their conscience. I even remember Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma standing up in Parliament and saying that today I will be voting with my conscience. It clearly shows that the ANC members can openly vote with their conscience. Doesn't it say so?
Look, it depends. Some members could be brave to do that. Some members, unfortunately, might not be brave. And the test that should be applied there is that at the time in which the vote is supposed to happen, is there a threat? If there is no threat, then it means the environment is not toxic. But if there are threats, it means the environment is toxic. And we don't know how many people last year would have voted in favor of adopting that report if there was a secret ballot. So it is something that we note that other people, in fact, the very same members of the ANC that voted to adopt that report last year were threatened. So in our view, to avoid such threats, the environment must be an environment that allows members to vote with their conscience.
And, why does the ATM feel so strongly about, this particular matter, especially when you want those members to vote through a secret ballot? Do you know that if there are some members in the ANC who are willing to vote with the ATM if it is a secret ballot?
Look, members of the ANC, and in fact, all 400 members of Parliament, our expectation there is that they are going to vote in the best interest of the country. They are going to vote in the best interest in light of the oath of office and being faithful to the country. Now, our role now as opposition parties becomes that Parliament must not be an institution whereby it is hypocritical, in the sense that in the previous terms, the questions of secret ballot and conscience, it is something that parliamentarians were encouraged to vote with their conscience, and the speakers or Mamubaleka Mbete were encouraged to grant the secret ballots. However, in this parliamentary term, such words have disappeared from the conversations, because that hypocrisy means that Parliament now becomes an institution that is not principle driven when it comes to doing its work. So that is why you are here to say we want to push that Parliament must be principled. If in the previous terms a secret ballot was the norm, even now it must be a norm, because the environment is still the same in terms of it being toxic. The second issue that we need to address here, it is how depending on who is going to be tested or what is going to be done, then the rules change. We do not want a case whereby for some people a secret ballot is accepted, for some other people a secret ballot is not accepted. So we are there now as the ATM to expose this system of hypocrisy, whereby the questions of a secret ballot or the method of voting in Parliament, it is not approach on a principled manner, but rather it is approached depending on who or the matter that is going to be voted on.
Vuyo, at the same time, it will be a numbers game. I mean, some people are even saying that the likes of the DA and the Freedom Front Plus will indeed be voting, with the ANC. When it comes to the particular number and people you are speaking to, are you speaking to people in the ANC, and are there those who want a secret ballot so that they can vote with their conscience on Monday?
What's happening on Monday is that the ANC is voting with the DA and the Freedom Front Plus, because it is the DA that sponsored the motion. It is not the DA supporting the ANC. It is the ANC that is following the lead of the DA. It is the DA that is leading the ANC to impeach Advocate Mkhwebane. So our work now as an organization is that we are fighting on a principled level. We are not coming here because we are doing the bidding of certain members of certain organizations. We are here as principled because ever since we got to Parliament, we've raised the issue of the consistency when it comes to the method of voting. That is why in each and every high-profile debate or high-profile motion that needs to be voted for in Parliament, we've consistently stressed the need to vote by means of a secret ballot. So that is why we are advocating for this matter. We are not doing this because we are wanting to do anything with the members of the ANC. And most importantly on this question is that the question of a secret ballot, fortunately, there's even a court judgment that states how a secret ballot actually enhances oversight and enhances members of Parliament voting with their true conscience and upholding the their oath of office. So it is in that context where we are saying as the ATM, let there be consistency and let there be principle.
Why do you believe that Busisiwe Mkhwebane should remain in office? One would say that there's only 1 month left in her term. You know, why do you strongly believe that she should be kept as the public protector?
Look, it is very clear that the days of Advocate Mkhwebane started to be numbered. Number one, when she said that the mandate of the Reserve Bank must be changed. And some people, including the court, said that she felt outside of her mandate because she could not make a recommendation that falls outside of her scope. Whereas when Advocate Madonsela said the former President Zuma cannot appoint a Chief Justice, cannot appoint a judge to head over the State of Capture Commission, it was acceptable, even though the mandate of the public protector at the time, or in fact even now, does not include the public protector actually dictating to the president or taking powers away from the president. So that is the first issue, that her day started to be numbered then. Secondly, you'll recall that since 2019, when the CR17 bank statements whereby Mr. Ramaphosa lied to Parliament, and there was a complaint laid to the Office of the Public Protector, and she referred some of the investigation to the respective institutions for further investigations, particularly on the questions of money laundering. Yeah. You'll recall that the final tooth on the nail happened when she received our complaint on Phala Phala, and after receiving the complaint on Phala Phala, she then proceeded to ask the 31 questions. Yeah. So in that context, there has been always a need or a desire to get rid of Advocate Mkhwebane because of the work that she does.
Mr. Zungula, thank you so much for your time. That is Vuyo Zungula, the leader of the ATM party.